This is a segment of the up-and-coming The Whole Chessboard video. I hope you enjoy. The one world religion that is coming is based on the starseed contract and fulfilling this contract in order to ascend, so you can eventually become one of these light beings yourself. If you watch The Golden Web parts 1 through 3, you can prepare for the deception before it's turned up to 10. This video series explains the language creation of modern English by the Rosicrucian Sir Francis Bacon, which is true, and I have discussed this previously in an earlier video. This is how the Bible was corrupted by creating a new language, and then translating the Hebrew and Greek into this new language, and making this language the Freemasonic language of the world. This is why you must get scriptures translated organically instead of the Bibles from the language codex, which was written to make translations of the Bibles from the 1900s and up. The excuse that the Bible is corrupted is only true if you are not aware of the translation parameters. Anyone who studies the scriptures with the Ruach HaKodesh, or Holy Spirit, understands this. People who have not even read the scriptures understand only what they have been told, and we know how valuable that kind of education has been in the past, and how valuable it will continue to be in the future. Turds will produce more fruit than these lazy fools. You will discover the claims that we are on a prison planet, and the loop that we continue to participate in if we die and go to the light instead of the dark. When we die, we ascend into a grid system, and the sky which catches us because we keep heading to the light, but we need to head to the dark to escape. Dark and light Freemasonry, duality at its finest. According to them, when we head to the light, we are reincarnated back to this planet to suffer the evil alien psychic attacks yet again.
I don't care. I'd rather be here in spirit than not at all. A captain doesn't abandon ship.
Every hour you stay here makes it that much more difficult to leave.
Why are you pushing me? I've made up my mind. I'm staying here.
The cortical stimulator is working. I'm getting a weak pulse.
She's coming back.
I'll use cordrazine along with the stimulator.
What was that? What happened?
What do you mean?
I saw Tuvok and Chakotay and the doctor.
Here?
No, it was different, as though I were looking up at them.
An hallucination like the others.
I didn't feel like the others. I didn't see myself. I was looking up at them. That's the real me, isn't it? Lying on the ground on that planet, dying. And this is the hallucination. This isn't real.
More denial. You're only making it harder on yourself.
You're trying very hard to convince me to come with you. Why is that? If what you're saying is true, why not let me come to the decision on my own?
I'm trying to spare you unnecessary pain.
My father would never act like this. He always believed I had to learn my own lessons, make my own mistakes. He never tried to shield me from life. Why would he try to shield me from death? You're not my father. I could be imagining you, but I don't think so. You have such a specific agenda. You're determined that I go with you somewhere. Who are you?
I'm trying to help you. Stop fighting me.
Are you an alien being of some kind? Is that it?
Her eyes are open.
Vital signs are responding. Blood pressure 60/30.
But the entity is still inhabiting her cerebral cortex, impeding your treatment.
Catherine, hang on. We're bringing you back. Just fight a little longer.
Direct synaptic stimulation might drive out the alien presence.
I was right. I heard Tuvok and Chakotay and the doctor. You're an alien. You've created all these hallucinations, haven't you?
This is what my species does. At the moment just before death, one of us comes to help you understand what's happening, to make the crossing over an occasion of joy.
And what is that?
Our matrix, where your consciousness will live. I was being truthful when I said it was a place of wonder. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Then why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? Why pretend to be my father?
Usually people are comforted to see their loved ones. It makes the crossing over a much less fearful occasion. I've done this many times, but I've never encountered someone so resistant.
Something's happening. The alien presence is getting stronger again.
Fight it, Catherine. Fight it just a little longer.
I'll have to try a Thoron pulse.
My people are telling me to fight. They're trying to save me.
They're trying out of desperation. It's hopeless.
You're the one who sounds desperate. I don't get the feeling you're trying to make me comfortable. You're only interested in my agreeing to come with you.
Because it's inevitable.
And you don't strike me as any kind of good Samaritan. You're more like a vulture, preying on people at the moment of their death when they're most vulnerable.
I've waited for you. I've been patient.
But your patience is wearing thin. What's the real reason you want me in that matrix? Somehow I don't think it has anything to do with everlasting joy.
You must go with me.
If you could force me to go, you'd have done it already. You need me to agree, don't you? I have to go voluntarily.
Wouldn't that be better than standing here in this endless debate?
Let me tell you this. We can stand here for all eternity, and I will never choose to go with you.
You're in a dangerous profession, Captain. You face death every day. There'll be another time, and I'll be waiting. Eventually, you'll come into my matrix. And you will nourish me for a long, long time.
Go back to hell, coward.
What does the Latin word coda mean? It means penis. And once you go through the alien white light program where you think you're going to be in heaven, you are simply being thrown back into the matrix again to be rebirthed. The first things are the last things. Here are a few biblical passages that tell us about our situation. Once you are born again, your parents, or the pair that rents, hence parents, give you a name. They give you a name because you're going to be a nice sheep, you, that follows what the majority tells you to do, just like a good battery slave. When something disgusting happens, what do people say? Ew. This is because the alien gods see us as disgusting pigs who need to simply be slaughtered and used for food energy, which is all a divine comedy to them. Take out the letter S in slaughter, and you are left with laughter.
Next, the union of marriage will receive its last official blow. Marriage is a creation of God, where not only are we married to our partner, but to God. This too must be destroyed so man can corrupt themselves further. The entire structure of husband and wife and child will be fully corrupted. Children will not be born, but grown in labs, to look perfect and think perfectly. However, access to such technology will only be available to those with good social credit scores that the quantum AI sets for you. Following God or going against Babylon will score you too low to even eat, or later on, to even live. The self-love teachings, like feminism, will be turned up to 11. How do you keep control of the population? Keep the men obsolete by removing their purpose, and the women's ego artificially inflated as goddesses who will no longer need men because they can grow perfect children. Both sexes can be serviced digitally in a virtual reality or by robot abominations. The theme is we must corrupt ourselves by choice, not force, and sexual abominations are a fast way to destroy oneself. Remember, this entire belief structure is brought forth by the ancient bloodlines and watchers who left their first estate. Today's demonic plan has been put in place after Yahushua HaMashiach's murder, because all that was left for the demonic after Messiah's death and God's new covenant was to create a plan that will corrupt us completely by our own choice. This is the great deception in its entirety.
that what you call this?
First sex has been proven to produce higher orders of alpha waves during digitized transference of sexual energy.
All right, Oxley, what do you say we just do it the old-fashioned way?
Ew, disgusting. You mean transfer?
I mean, Boney, the wild mambo, the hunka chunka.
That is no longer done. The exchange of bodily fluids, do you know what that leads to?
Yeah, I do. Kids, smoking, a desire to raid the fridge.
The rampant exchange of bodily fluids was one of the major reasons for the downfall of society. After AIDS, there was NRS. After NRS, there was UBT. And one of the first things that Dr. Cocteau was able to do was to outlaw and behaviorally engineer all fluid transfer out of societally acceptable behavior. Not even mouth transfer is condoned.
Kissing's not allowed?
Oh.
Damn, I was like a kisser.
All religions created by man are false, including this new one-world religion. Please study the scriptures. The only truth is God, proven through prophecy, through history, and by His word, His spirit, His plan, and your power to rebuke the demonic through the Ruach HaKodesh. When you leave Babylon, you will find others with the strength to worship together. So, exit Babylon and build an ark and pray for men together. Wake people up together.